There has always been a great debate since ages past on whose jollof tastes better. Is it the popular smoky Nigerian party jollof or the Ghanaian jollof? Both countries still argue to this day, not agreeing on which jollof is better. Well, let's sit down and watch this beautiful story to know, is it the Nigerian jollof or the Ghanaian jollof which is the best? At my fine wine kitchen, a famous West African restaurant in London, two-star chefs waged a war hotter than their own chili peppers. Which country's jollof rice is better? Ghana or Nigeria? Bisola, a fiery Nigerian cook with hands blessed by the gods of spice, believed Nigerian jollof was the undisputed champion and is known worldwide to be loved by all and sundry. He always hides the natural ingredients and spices that are used to make it stand out. He uses long grain parboiled rice, slow cooked in rich tomato stew with bold seasonings that could wake up the ancestors. He always boasts of how steamy, smoky, and delicious Nigerian jollof is. Kwame, a proud Ghanaian chef, always claims that Ghanaian jollof tastes better and sweeter than Nigerian jollof. He keeps telling Bisola, "My man, remember, during the 7th annual Jollof Festival in Washington, D.C., Ghanaian jollof was declared superior. All you know how to do, Bisola, is hype and talk. That's just it. But the taste always proves that Ghanaian jollof tastes better and stands out." Kwame always smiles, singing his native songs with pride when preparing his jollof, which is fluffy, fragrant, and cooked with perfectly measured love. His secret, Thai jasmine rice, gives it that outstanding scent, gently simmered with flavorful stock, providing a unique depth. Kwame and Bisola kept arguing for months since they got employed as chefs at Mama Fine Wine restaurant over whose jollof rice tastes better. Whenever customers came and ordered jollof rice, Kwame immediately brought his special Ghanaian jollof first. After serving the customers, Bisola would come and convince them to taste his and prove which is better. The little comparison, argument, and quest to prove which rice is better and superior caused a big rift between the two of them, and these made them to become sworn enemies. The restaurant owner, Fatima, a wise and mischievous Sierra Leonean woman, had had enough. You two argue like a Nollywood and Comerwood crossover movie. Tomorrow, we settle this once and for all. A Jellof Battle. The winner of this competition gets to decide which jollof we serve at the restaurant forever. Period, she said as she walked out of Kwame and Bisola. The news spread like wildfire, and soon the entire African community in London was buzzing. Who would win? Nigerian jollof or Ghanaian jollof? smiled and said to himself, "Now Ma Fatima is talking. Let's settle this issue once and for all, so I can teach this Nigerian boy that Ghanaian jollof remains the best anytime and anywhere." Bisola, on the other hand, called his sister in Nigeria. "Sister Ami," he said on the phone, "tomorrow is a day that will be marked in history to prove to that Kwame guy who thinks Nigerian jollof is nothing and that Ghanaian jollof is the best, a big lesson. Ah, Tinuke, your boy wants to show Kwame Pepe." His sister replied, "Bisola, brother me, I trust you. Go and make your country proud and let this debate stop once and for all. Every time they will say Ghanaian jollof is the best. Haba, how can you compare theirs with our ever smoky, tasty and delicious party Nigerian jollof? Brother me, carry on. We are solidly behind you. Nigerian jollof all the way." They both laughed. Bisola ended the call and walked proudly back to the kitchen. The next evening, the restaurant was packed. The judges were 3 loyal customers with roots across Africa. The room tests both jollofs and declared the superior dish. Bisola went first, serving a steamy plate of bright red Nigerian jollof with succulent fried chicken and sweet fried plantains. The judges took a bite and closed their eyes in delight. The smoky essence, the deep tomato richness, the spices. It was a masterpiece. Then came Kwame's turn. His golden red jollof, fluffy and rich with delicate layers of flavor, came with perfectly grilled tilapia and shito sauce. The judges took a bite, and their faces melted into expression of pure joy. It was impossible to choose. The tension was thicker than overcooked rice. But just as the judges were about to announce their decision, disaster struck. A waiter, in his excitement, knocked over a giant bowl of stew, splattering both jollof dishes. Kwame screamed at the waiter in great anger, while Bisola almost punched his face but kept calm. The guests booed in shock. How will we now know the winner between Nigeria and Ghanaian jollof? The contest was ruined. The judges groaned and Ma Fatima shook her head. But then, something magical happened. Bisola and Kwame looked at each other. For years, their feud had been hotter than Scotch bonnet peppers. But in that moment, they laughed. "Let's mix them together," Kwame said. "You crazy?" Bisola asked. "Maybe," Kwame grinned. "But imagine, my brother." Bisola quickly snapped back. "Who is your brother?" Kwame smiled. "Okay, Bisola, imagine Nigerian smokiness meets Ghanaian fragrance. You see, it would create a masterpiece, and that would be the best jollof combo ever. Let's try it and stop this argument and feud." He extended his hand to shake Bisola. "Okay, Bisi, my apologies for being proud about my country's jollof. Though, it still remains the best." He winked at Bisola. Ah, Kwame, Bisola smiled. You are apologizing and still saying what has been the bone of contention. Okay, my apologies for allowing this argument to make us enemies. You are my brother and we are one Africa. Ghana or Nigerian jollof, we are one. They both hugged and started cooking their outstanding jollof rice in unity. With dramatic flair, they combined both jollof, stirring them together with their signature spices. The audience watched, stunned. Then, the judges took a bite. Silence everywhere. Then, an explosion of cheers. The fusion jollof was unbelievable. It was everything jollof should be. Spicy, smoky, rich, fragrant, and absolutely divine. Ma Fatima beamed. This is the future of Africa. Unity in flavor. From that day, Ma Africa's kitchen became famous for its Naija Ghana fusion jollof, and Kwame and Bisola became best friends, even business partners. And somewhere in the heavens, the ancestors nodded in approval. Well, which jollof do you think is better? Is it Nigerian or Ghanaian jollof? Leave your comments in the comment section. Let's know which is better. If you have enjoyed the story, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn the notification bell for more stories coming up. Thanks for viewing. One love. Peace.